this next couple weeks, we will do the cameras, we're going to do microphones, and we're going to do lighting. And we have new lights, we have new microphones, we have tripods. I'm real excited about this. We got a lot of cool stuff.
Is there one camera per group?
There will be one camera per group. How about that? Pretty impressive, huh? You were expecting me to say, no, we have to share? No, not us. Okay. But there are some things that I want you to know. And so here is the screen, which is, of course, 9 by 16. We will shoot total HD, okay, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. It's an HDMI, but a mini HDMI. Okay, so we're going to talk about our screens, and I want you to know when you're shooting a picture, this is fundamental and one of the most important things. When you look at this screen here, okay, and you're watching, and this is the same if you're watching cinema, if you're watching television, whatever you're watching, you tend to go left to right. You watch across the screen left to right. And you watch in the upper third. How many of you, when you go to a movie, are you staring down here? Right? No. How many are staring here or here? We tend to watch in the upper third. So that's important. So we tend to watch up here, and we tend to watch left to right. And I think you can probably imagine that if we had a picture in there, you would tend to watch across the screen, right? How many would just watch this part of the screen, or, you know, over here at the far end? And so the reason this is so important is this, and we tend to stop about here, so this is the important part of the screen if you really want something to be seen. But up here, this upper third is the eye line. Okay, stories and documentaries. All right. So what we want you to do in here is to always have the eyes. No matter how big the picture is, how small the picture is, I want your eyes on that 1/3, because a story is the eyes. Cameras can pan, cameras can zoom. You can't. We don't come in, you know, zooms and pans are not natural. But looking at things, wide, tight, medium are. And I'll tell you, when I come in here and I say, wow, this is an interesting class. That's weird. And yet you come in with a camera and you go, oh, let's look at this class. And what happens, it's not the natural way we see something. Or a zoom. I want to see a wide, then I want to see you bring the camera over here. Then I want to see you put the camera that way. You know, it isn't like, again, in mall security, they're stealing socks on the 3rd floor. We zoom in. It looks weird. I mean, if I'm sitting here wide and I go, oh, you know, that's weird. It takes a long time for that shot. I'm going to show a wide shot of the class, and then I'm going to show a tight shot, maybe somebody riding, and then I'm going to show a person riding and maybe 2 people next to them. Wide, tight, medium. You know, think about that. Anybody want to give me an example of how you see that? You know, you go, we're going to use tripods. You cannot hold a camera steady. You know, you just can't. And people will say, well, I didn't, we'll say, wow, why didn't you cover the earthquake? Why did you do that story on that car? You should have covered the earthquake. Oh, I could be steady. You know, you can't. Particularly a camera this light. It is impossible to hold that steady. So what you want to do, tripods, we're going to spend a lot of money on these tripods.
And if you noticed in Brian's film the other day, when he was up around the Capitol, they were trying to shoot it by hand, and you know, he thought he had it pretty steady. He's a good camera guy.
Yeah.
It's simple. The tripods we have are so light now.
It just, right, Jeff, it's just, you can notice it's so just unnerving because you're watching that and you're trying to watch the eyes and you're going around there and you're paying attention to how shaky it is. So please use tripods. Yes. That's a matter of preference, but see, now put his eyes up where you think in that upper third and look at the difference on that.
Yep.
Does everybody see that? This is why I'm talking about this. All right, now I'm going to have Jeff over here and I'm going to put my chair because I want Jeff at eye level. So I'm going to have Jeff looking, remember, so it depends which side of the camera. Now, I'm going to ask Jeff why, okay, on questions why, and generally it's going to take a follow-up. Okay, and I could say to Jeff, how long have you been teaching?
41 years.
Okay, that didn't help me, right? We haven't learned anything about Jeff other than he's taught for 41 years. I could say that in my narration. Okay, where do you teach, Jeff?
University of Utah.
Okay, what if I learned nothing? I could say, so far I've wasted 10 seconds. How long have you taught and where do you teach? Okay, now here is the one question that I can't, by doing my homework and looking at Jeff's webpage or something.
Have them figure it out. What is it?
What is it? Huh?
What's the question? How?
No. What question?
Why do you want to teach?
There you go. Why do you teach, Jeff?
I teach because it saves my life. And I love teaching. And
always shut off your phone.
It's funny because out of the corner of my eye I could see a lot of people going,
That's my 90-year-old mother. I can get a check from her anytime. Okay, so. All right. So, yeah.
Why do you love to teach and why it saves your life?
Okay, and why? You very good. You see, you're asking why, because he said it saves my life, and you're absolutely right. Why does it save your life?
Well, because I was nobody that should be in front of a classroom. I dropped out in kindergarten. I dropped out at 15 and joined a circus. And then I met 3 people that believed in me, and they said, we think you'd be a great teacher. And I told them to go themselves.
Why did you feel that this was the best time versus any other time?
Good.
Well, for right now, I'm really trying to decide. I'm pretty close to declaring my major, and so I thought definitely something in communications or possibly even sociology or social work. So that's why I thought now would be a good time. It's the best time for me.
Okay, one place you could have gone to, Scott, where anytime somebody says something that you go, wow, that's kind of interesting, where she said, I want to explore other people's stories. That would be a good why. Why do you want to explore other people's stories, you see? So it's not kind of like why. You always want, when somebody says something that's a reason, a passion.